Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Be Telepathy. It has been a while for me. However, I know a lot of you have been having some amazing meetings and keeping up with the flow. Thank you, Zan. Thank you, Tara, for holding that space and the meeting, making sure that everybody still got the community. What I really love about this community, and I've said it before, and I'll say it many other times, is the amazing connections that we have. And we don't have a queen bee in our hive. The collective is the queen bee, and the community is the queen bee. And we're going to be asking different people to step up and having different roles, holding spaces for other people, and while others have to step back sometimes. And I really love that our community has that ability to say, hey, we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep going forward, because it's not one person holding this together, it's everybody holding that together. And what a beautiful thing that was to watch the videos while I was gone. I was so proud of people. I saw so many people that were getting new abilities. Their abilities were getting stronger. So I really love that I stayed back and you guys had to put forth your effort. And so it was really amazing to hear all of the different stories that people are having. And so thank you for that. With that being said, we're going to jump right over to Chrissy. Hi, Chrissy.
Hi. So yeah, I've been having a lot of dreams having to do with water. I'm not sure what that's all about or if there's any relevance to that. One of them was actually that, and it was so descriptive that I was like in the pyramids and like they were under the ocean and I was swimming through them. Um, so that was one thing, and I didn't know if there was anything to that, why like I've been having so many dreams like that. And if there's any connection to Mason with that. Also, this is, I think, the second time that I quote unquote predicted or knew that Mason was going to have a seizure before he did. So I don't know if it's like, like Abraham Hicks, like I manifested it to happen because I was thinking about it, or if it was actually truly that I knew, or he sort of had that imprint like, hey, mom, I'm gonna have a seizure. Just a heads up, like sort of like telepathically. Um, so those two things. And then the other thing that I was curious about was I had a dream that Mason came to me and it was like 25 years into the future. And he was like, I was this age or I'm this age and it's 25 years into the future. And I didn't know if that was like a dream or if there was something more to that. So if you can, do your magic and tell me anything, anything helpful, any insight, that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah. So you are being called to investigate more into water, not only physically investigate as much as you can and research in this side of the world, but also spiritually. There's something that there's an energy there that is really trying to awaken you or bring more awareness to yourself so that you can there's going to be a download somewhere on that, or a sudden knowing of aha, not learning, but aha moment of just you suddenly know. It has nothing that has nothing to do with Mason whatsoever. He's pointing no, that doesn't have anything to do with him. This is an adventure on your own, but it is something that can eventually correlate with him, only in the fact that as you gain awareness and you're starting to go and learn through the dream state, and this seems to be a place where you can really go through the dream state and stay in there. Eventually he can train you how to link up better in the dream. So it is helpful that you're becoming more and more and more aware of the dream, that it is more active and more consistent, because once you get that pattern down on how to do that with dreams, and he can link up with you and start linking up on those different dreams with you. When it comes to the seizure, it is something that you were predicting because you were feeling his energy. You said that there's still that the chaotic energy that's around him. I know that you and I do need to have a conversation because we need to talk about the medical thing. Let's talk about this when and I'll do a little energy session on him then too. But yeah, you are sensing the seizures. He says that you're going through a little bit of paralysis, or you're going through some kind of shock, or your body's not moving, or there's something dysfunctioning within your body first, and then you know that it has to do with him. So you're energetically feeling whatever is coming at him, with that chaotic energy that's going through him. It's also um, creating some disassociation with you, he said too. And so it's just the testimony to the link that you two have together, and that you're really diving more into his energy. He says that you're feeling his pain more, and that you have been more alert and observant of him in multiple different ways. And so he is very thankful for that, because it has been relieving a lot of stress from him, a lot less pain that he has been having. Just knowing that he has that support with you. When it comes to him, he is visiting you, but it is on a different timeline. And so you do have the ability to see him in different timelines. So that was a confirmation that yes, it is him, but it was on a different timeline that had happened. Now, this is also good because, again, and him helping and training that dream state, when you can go to specific places and have consistency, so you know longitude, latitude, where it is, your spirit knows where it is, but then also you can start skipping different timelines and skipping different universes. This is how you're going to end up finding him through the dream state. So this is it's kind of showing the, like the Karate Kid, wax on, wax off, and paint on, paint up and paint down. And it's just tiny little things that it is preparing you for understanding him, having more telepathic communication, and the two of you really working and syncing up together, so that I mean, he really wants to do work and career stuff with you.
I appreciate all that. So when you say a different timeline, like it's basically kind of like future him is sort of coming to me in a dream, or is it in a different way? Okay. Yeah, because it was very like it was almost like I was like sort of testing him, and in the dream I think I said like, how old am I if you're this age? And it was like he instantly calculated it. And I had to like I woke up and I got my calculator out and I was like, whoa, that's the age I would have been at that time. But I had to actually like think about it. But he knew it like instantly. And I was like, wow, this just feels so real. It was wild. So, yeah, so thank you for all that. And then as far as the like the device and stuff like that, do you want me to just like message you and we can come up with like a date to figure out when to sit down and talk about that?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Please do. And for anyone too, I am back to taking some appointments as I can fit people in. So I know many of you have asked for different appointments. Just go ahead and message me, either through the Let's Be Telepathy at Gmail or through Facebook here, and we can get those set up for you guys also. Um, the timeline thing too, so it does feel real when you're in different timelines, because it is real, and it's not necessarily the same reality as here. But when you have your quantum particles into those other places, you jump into the body of the person that you are at that specific time. Whether you jump into the past you or you jump into the future you are going into that. It's kind of like a quantum leap. If you've ever seen that show, I loved it. And you're leaping into a different part of you or a different timeline, but it's yourself, and you get to see what is happening in that timeline, and then you end up leaping back, uh, when the time or the frequency is over, or if you get scared, or you get too aware, then it flips you into this reality. So it is very often a feeling where people, when they are in their dreams, are feeling it's real. And that's because we are going through quantum leaps. So we are going into the embodiment of the other things that we are jumping into, whether it's ourself as an extraterrestrial, or if we are a tree, or if we're someone else. We are going into that place of the quantum field and actually becoming that dense energy at that point in time. So why it feels so real.
Much for that. And just lastly, is there anything that he has to say that, you know, you're picking up on?
he's actually kind of joking around at this point, and he just said, yeah, he wants to be the first one to go to NASA of the team. He's just kind of joking around like that. Like, I wouldn't mind going to NASA. And I don't know why. I've never seen him have such humor, but he is. Um, Otherwise, no. I mean, he kind of already said that you're doing good, you're doing great, you're really linking up with him. He's ready to have the conversations. I tell the rest of the family that he loves them, like individually. If you could do that for him, he really wants that.
Thank you.
Yeah. And he wants to play a little bit more with the other ones, he says. So he would like to really um be part of the play at at home.
I will definitely make that happen. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Danette, we're moving over to you.
Thank you. So I had two questions. What kind of questions? A question about the moon going over Pleiades, which those supermoons make me nervous about earthquakes. So just checking out, do I have to make sure my emergency kit's on hand, closer than usual? And the other is just offering an opportunity. I've spoken a little bit before. I work as a Davis facilitator in our global organisations, having a webinar over the weekend. And perhaps to this group, there is a facilitator, and she's just trained as a presenter, Kathy Garacci from Italy, and she had a non-speaking son and she'll be speaking particularly at that webinar. And so there's four speakers on day one, Saturday Europe time, and there's four of us and two moderators on Sunday on a panel. So if you had any questions or yeah, just wanted to come and have a nosy, it's a free webinar. So I can put those links down below.
If you could put them below and then also put them in the Let's Be Telepathy group if you haven't already. And then can you tell me a little bit more? What if we go to the webinar, what would we be learning?
So Dolores Gage is Spanish and she was recently on another neurodivergent seminar and she's um, talking about neurodiversity and its sort of completeness and, as a thread. Then there's Kathy, Richard Whitehead's from the UK. So Ron Davis, whose programs they are, who developed these programs, who was non-verbal until he was 15 or 17. Then these methods are what helped him. So it's all driven from if it could help me, then it can help others. And that's his passion and his meaning of life is to for others to have the opportunity if they choose to. And he's written a new book. He's retired now from the organisation, which is why we've been going through a rebranding and everything. But he's written a new book called Dummy, and Richard will be speaking to that. And then Melanie Curry, who is the head of Davis Autism International from New Zealand, and she'll be talking about so we have the autism program and we have life concepts, but they cover the same thing in terms of what life is. And she's just talking about when we have fuzzy concepts, so when we haven't been able to bring the concepts of being human, which are all based in natural law, into our own identity. And she'll be talking about that. And then the panel on the Sunday, sort of Europe time, that hemisphere, it's open. We're up for anything that anyone. So the basis of Davis is we explore life concepts in clay. We do offer workshops as well as one-to-one programs for sort of our beyond word individuals. We have a stepping stones program. So there are facilitators that are working and those of us waiting to work with a Beyond Words individual. So yeah, just might be worth exploring and yeah, lots to think about. And then we explore concepts. So we start with tools for self. So particularly for our beyond words, we start with an auditory orientation. So then it's about individuating the person into their physical form. And then we start and explore right from self. So we explore body, mind, life force, our awareness of ourself and our feelings. And then we work through constructs, in terms of self and then how we experience the world, and we create the filing cabinet that you can then filter experiences and make sense of the world. And then go through to different types of relationships and emotions. And our programs we don't have a timeline. They take as long as they take, and we're driven by, um, our client, the person we're working with, and what they need. And then we explore those concepts in life, and we explore them in clay. So we're not assessing each other, what our thoughts are. We're putting these ideas on the table in clay, experiencing them and finding them in real life. So obviously, as we work with all types of individuals, and so that's our job, is to deliver these in a way that makes sense to them. Yeah, and I guess our tagline is allowing people to participate fully in the life they choose, and that there's choices and we can help them do that. We have um nothing to say this is what will happen. Again, it's driven by what the person wants to have happen. So I've connected with this group a long time, that whole apraxia thing, because we refer a lot of being in your thought world when you're not in your physical form. And I really think that connection and individuation of self, realizing or understanding you are an entity, a unique entity that stands in this world. And then I think that's where we can really start to, if an individual chooses to, yeah, to be more present in their physical form.
That all sounds amazing, actually, and really good for this group. What a cool story and inspiration to be beyond verbal for 17 years of your life, and then have the ability to start talking and then
Yeah, he's amazing. He was, we work in clay because Ron started. It was a family member that supported him and encouraged him. He started sort of with dyslexia and with dealing with words and symbols. So we offer programs, dyslexia, ADHD. Um, so when he was in the classroom, he was actually labelled a Canner's baby and labelled as retarded, but his mum fought for him and kept him with her. And so then, being in that classroom environment, which was obviously not very happy, like the alphabet freeze around the wall made no sense, but he went home and made those shapes in clay, and then a family member helped him understand what they were and what their meaning was. So that's where we start with a dyslexia program, right at that foundational level, for as picture thinkers. um, Dealing with symbols is problematic because you start doing all the clever things that a picture thinker can do, flipping and making sense. But that's when you get the uncertainty in terms of your learning. And again, as picture thinkers, we can get stuck pictures and remain in the emotions. And a bit like you were talking about moving through your timeline, if you think about an experience, you bring all those emotions with you. So we just explore tools to deal with that if you choose to and if it's appropriate to. But Ron's amazing. And then so the autism, yeah, he just started integrating into the world. The last suite of concepts about emotions, Ron says those were the ones that he couldn't do for himself. So he worked with some experienced facilitators, and we were delivered those 2 years ago at conference, and now we integrate those, and it was just a blessing because Ron was in the room with us, and just the energy of everyone helping again, he was offering so much to the world, but then also what he was receiving from all of us learning and working through the emotions and just our discussions and in the models. So yeah, he's an amazing, amazing person. And yeah, we're very lucky to have him.
That's awesome. We'll put that in Let's Be Telepathy if you could. And then I'm sure the other boards wouldn't mind getting that information about that too. It sounds really educational for our community. I am going to move on to the question that you had about Pleiades. Was it Pleiades? Is that what you said?
Or the Seven Sisters, or Matariki, we call it down here in New Zealand.
And then the moon. And I know somebody else was asking about the solar energy and earthquakes. So right now, what I can say is I really had a lot of eye openings in the last few months. As most of you know, I've been traveling for the last 3 months and going all around the United States, then all around Egypt and different places. So I've really got a chance to kind of have an outlook of the world as a whole. And I've seen so many diverse communities, cultures, ways of living, just even state to state, let alone country to country. And one thing that I'm just seeing is this interesting energy change that's kind of coming over to everyone. Now, this has to do with the big planetary system. It has to do with the with the AI. Oh my gosh, AI Atlas. Um, and we got all the different solar flares. I don't know that NASA or anyone has measured it, but I actually see that the sun has moved a little bit over, and so it has changed its directions from where it was, and it is putting off different energy because of that, and we're aligning. So it is something I need to look into, but I keep seeing that the sun just shifted a little bit more, and so it's really changing a lot more of the energy. With that energy, it is taking off. I guess it's taking a lot of the frequencies out that were here and that we're permeating within our universe. And right now, it almost seems like there's a little filter that's going over everything, and the frequencies aren't getting in as much, but the frequencies that are here are stronger. So that could be stronger whether they're higher, or stronger whether they're lower. There is a big energetic field that is happening right now where it's almost like a war, and also a romantic dance between the actual light and dark, and protons and neutrons, the positive charge, the negative charge. It is almost like there's this weird energy that is just sucking it all in and pressurizing it, putting it all together. And so it's causing mass confusions for a lot of people. It's causing extreme exhaustion. It is causing extreme emotional development. And when I say development, it could be either emotions coming up or emotions that are starting to come arise that you haven't dealt with for a while, but it's showing it's really pushing all of this emotional stuff. It's pushing all this stuff within the world up too, as it's pressurizing in. It's almost like popping a pimple where some of the stuff is starting to ooze out. And it's been in this weird contraction and relaxation that I haven't seen before, but I am seeing that it's all of this energy is coming forth. The frequencies are getting stronger, and so it's becoming more dense. People are feeling it more. They're in that, though, they're also becoming more aware of things. They're starting to feel the difference between the right and wrong as they're being pressured into both the right and the wrong at the same time. And so here's where we all have to make the choice, and here's where we have to start doing the detangling of the energy so that we can start to separate those energies and see what that dark or that positive, or the dark or the negative or the rest is, versus that charged or the positive or the light energy, because it's merging and it's dancing and it's in this weird war. So there's going to be shortage of electricity in different places. Yes, earthquakes are going to be a thing. There's going to be some kind of like mass hysteria where people are just feeling like they're losing their mind as they are starting to see the truth of things. We're not going to be able to be in that comfortable place anymore. Everybody is getting kind of stirred up, and the energy is really stirring everything up. And as it's pushing things together, it's almost like, when things come at you with a force, or that Newton's cradle, anything that comes up at such a force is going to go on that force of that other way. And that's what's happening, is these extreme sides right now. We're going to see magnetic change within our universe, or within the earth. The earth is going to start to change its tilt, so we're going to tilt a little bit more. I'm seeing at least like a 3% tilt that we're going to have as everything starts to come into that alignment. But with that alignment is a great purge that's coming right now. And when everything is released, and able to breathe again, when we go back into that relaxation, we'll be a little bit more harmonized too. And that's not only within ourselves, that's the electromagnetic energy that's coming in between us. So a lot going on with that. Does anyone have any questions about that? Or anything that they want to say about that? No? Okay.
Well, I just know a bunch of people that have definitely a plus with the full moon, have been feeling like really agitated. So I see that happening.
Yeah, we got the moon, then we got our retrograde, then we got planets aligning that haven't aligned in, like, gosh, I mean thousands of years before. Plus then we have this new, planet that is coming into our place, uh and starting to form, and it has a great electromagnetic and solar energy between us once it starts to form out that atlas. And I don't know, it's going to be pretty crazy right now. And fun all at the same time. How can you prepare for this? Oh man, discernment, have, really go between what do you feel is morally right, morally wrong. Know your own energy, stay with your own energy. If at any point you're feeling, one way, and then there's a sudden shift, check into yourself. What is that? What am I? Because as I said, all of the forces and all the energies are coming together. So not right now, people are having thoughts that they haven't had before. People are having ideas that they haven't had before, because not only, is the frequency is higher, but when we're coming together like this, we're starting to overlap our thoughts. So if you're suddenly having thoughts that you hadn't had before, should you get a generator? I mean, you could always use a generator. I don't know. It depends on where you live. But yeah, I would say, drink water, get as much sleep as you can, because right now you're going to go through a lot of exhaustion. So in that calibrating, you want to make sure that you're getting enough sleep. Speak your truth, but don't have your truth hurt others. Don't speak about others. Stay in that divine path, because you're going to really be pushed. And especially the more that you're in your divine path, the more that the evil or the chaos or something is going to come after you. So just be aware that it's going to be constantly trying to distract you. So staying within yourself, knowing where you stand, and emotionally, physically. You should always have kits available. I always have extra food or extra water, first aid. Always, you never know what the disasters can be with that. So, I'm not saying that you have to go and do the bomb squad kind of prep, but I would say definitely always have resources. You should always have that. Be prepared for a lot of people. A lot of this is going to come out spiritually and emotionally. It's not going to hit us so much physically. We might get like a little nauseated or very tired, but it's going to really come through on an emotional standpoint. Emotions are going to be high. People are going to want to react with that. Don't react with the emotions. React with logic, react with thoughts. Oh, Brandon's coming in, huh, Brandon? Hi, bud. I hear you. You want to talk about this? That's great. I'm gonna get some water. Hi, Brandon. Do you want me to chat? You want to channel? Was that a yes or yes? Okay. Okay. Brandon says, we have succeeded in changing the consciousness of the earth. Many people are aware now. Many people know the truth of what is happening. And so, therefore, there's going to be a shift on the opposite side. The planets are here to help us. The planets are here to shift us. They're bringing out all of the things and all of, so he's saying like all of the things he's showing pretty much all of the mythical creatures, all of the like he's going into the different, even down to the dragons, even evil. He said they're bringing out everything and everyone. So that's why people are having so many different imaginations right now. They're feeling like, oh, I'm attaching to the fairies, I'm attaching to the dragons, I'm attaching to those, because people have actively been praying on those and they've been worshiping those, they've been honoring them. Not that you should worship them, but honoring them is okay. And so it's brought back to life. Many of the different demigods, many of the different gods, and God itself is coming over right now. It has heard your cry, it has heard your prayers, it has heard the plea to come and help. And so now we have our resources, now we have the backup right now. And there is a spiritual fight that is happening. There is a fight for consciousness that is happening, but know that we have already won that war. We have already prepared ourselves. And so now in the preparation, we have the resources to come back and help us. As they are coming, there is going to be many that are afraid of what we can do, afraid of what we can bring, and the energy that we have brought back to life, but not in the flesh. We have brought them back to life and not in the flesh. So we are being felt, we are being heard, we are doing changes in ways that they cannot stop us anymore. And so therefore the authorities, now when he sees the authorities, he's talking different authorities. We're talking the police, we're talking the government, but we're also talking maybe some gods. And now when I say gods for him too, I want to say that it's like Horus or it's Zeus. It's kind of things like that, but it's not God to him. So I have to make that clear, because he says that there is a God, but then there's others that claim themselves to be gods. They are claiming themselves to be gods. He's not saying they are God. So I just have to separate that. But he said many of them are being brought to life. We are calling back on them. We are going back into the history. And so they are coming, and the gods are coming back to reclaim their sacred places that they once have, that people have trashed and overused and abused. But we are needing them, and we are needing you, and we are needing you to keep your faith, because as you keep your faith and as you keep the sense of courage within you, there are going to be the distractions and the things that want to distract you, disrupt you, want to hurt you, and make you think the thoughts that are not true. Stay true to yourself and stay true with God. As long as you stay with God, you will always be protected. You will always find yourself on the right path. And as long as you have faith that things will be okay, they will be okay. We just have to get through this little part right now as the pressure is coming, because they know that we can banish them from our lands. We can banish these bad thoughts. We can banish the bad people. I'm saying bad people. He's not necessarily calling them bad people, but I don't know how to put them into his words. But thank you. People with the wrong thoughts is pretty much is what he's saying. The people with the wrong thoughts that want to hurt other people. So he's saying wrong thoughts, not bad people. He doesn't want to say anyone's bad. But he says that there are going to be so many that are going to be taken out by their emotions, as the emotions are flooding up like the waters. That was the trick that God had said, I will never flood the lands, but he is flooding you by emotions and saying, if your faith is going to be strong enough, are you going to build the next ark within yourself that you can hold yourself steady above the waters, above the thoughts, so that you can stay strong enough to wait until there is a new land for you to come and reach down on. Well, that was better said than I could say, Brandon. Look at, you're getting all the love and claps. They love you, Brandon. Thank you for that, buddy. Thank you. I was waiting for someone else to step up. Awesome. Okay, Amy, let's hang on here. Jamie raised her hand, and I'm seeing Amy had wrote to yeah, we can ask if Peter has anything to say. I'm gonna go to Jamie first here. Go ahead, Jamie.
No. Okay. Hi. Um, I'm Jamie. I have a little bit of a different experience than all of you. I had a son who uh, was quite troubled and gained his angel wings of his own accord. And through our loving relationship that continues to this day, I have mastered something called emotional freedom techniques, EFT tapping. And I just want to offer myself, I have an affinity in this group and I know a mission. And what I can help you do, you can reach out to me. I can put my information, but um, if anyone is upset and having emotions that are overwhelming and you need some regulation of your nervous system, that's what I teach. And I teach it very quickly and I teach it in a way that you can then use it when we're not together. And this, with all the emotions that just have been coming up while listening to you and what Brandon said, I am putting myself out there as a resource for you. And I love you.
Thank you, Jamie. And if you want to put that in the Let's Be Telepathy group too, that would be amazing. And just offer that because yes, we're gonna need a lot of emotional support for people right now. It's really coming up. This is really good. Where did little Peter go? There's Peter. Okay. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot. So I'm gonna jump over to Peter because he's like, I want to talk about this subject too. So that'll be really sorry, I was reading that. Yeah, that would be really great if you could help with that. That would be wonderful. And I know many people could utilize that in multiple different ways. So thank you for that. Peter. All right. I don't know if you want to unmute or not, Amy, but we'll go over to him. um, he's kind of using a little bit of humor in this. He said, many people have gone to the spas to do mud baths and they get in all that dirt, they get in all the grime, they get in the minerals, they sit in that. And what ends up happening afterwards, after they sit in on that mud and they clean themselves, their skin is softer than ever. Their body goes through detox. They are happy and much more emotionally free. And that's what's happening right now is we're all just sitting in a giant mud bath. We're getting dirty. We're getting stuck. We're getting heavy. Things are being held down. We're going through the detox right now, but don't worry, everybody. I just want to let you know that we got this. We all have a plan that we have not told anyone, but we are well aware of what is happening. And this is why the autistic community and the Down syndrome community, the whole telepathic community as a whole, because he's even pointing out other people I haven't even worked with, we already have a plan where that divine plan is already coming into action, where we are going to be opening up our heart and opening up our love in a way that you will be able to feel it and you will not be able to deny it anymore. But right now we are just prepping everybody as they sit in the mud. This is just a place that they are feeling heavy, that they are asked to be at rest, and they are asked to just sit and relax. You don't need to do anything quite yet other than sit and relax and enjoy the energy. And when I say enjoy the energy, know that the enjoying the energy also means enjoying the pain, enjoying the things that you're going through, that because that makes you alive. That is what gives you life. The pain, the suffering, the joy, the happiness, the love, that is what gives you life. Experience it all, because if you experience it all, then you have a full life. And once you have a full life, then you can understand exactly who you are, because then you have been to all of the different sections within yourself. This will only go on for a few months. Come July next year, people will be able to step out and they'll be able to cleanse themselves. They will see their skin. And he's saying even physically, you will see that your skin looks younger because you have shaved off all of those stresses of the different years. You have taken away all of the burdens of yourself. You have cleared that energy for your ancestors, and the world will be able to breathe again. But know that it is going to be tough. Don't worry. This is just your time. Sit within yourself, get dirty, get muddy, get emotional, relax, and know that this is all things that are helping you detox and helping give you love and helping feed your soul and helping you release, which you don't need. But I promise you, when you come out, you will look better. You will feel better than you ever have before. This is a national purging. And when he says national purging, he is saying the whole universe right now is going through a purge. So he says you will start to see more activities as other life forms want to visit us. We will start to see more life forms, as they are going to go into the same panic as we are. We're going to feel like that the world is ending. The world is not ending, just the chapter is ending, and our consciousness will be freer within the next few months. So just have faith in that. Hi, Peter.
Thank you. That's crazy.
I like that. A mud bath.
Yeah.
Good. That's really good.
Mud bath makes your skin look nice at the end.
You know?
I'll take looking younger by July. That'd be great.
Yeah. He's saying that, we'll just the emotional stuff and all of the crap that we've had in our body and the sicknesses are just going to start to go out, but we'll start to look younger because we relieved all that stress and that emotional energy. I love it. All right. Moving on to I'm just checking these. Moving on to Tara.
Hey, everybody. So it's been very cool. I feel like all this stuff is relating to our question, which is about consciousness, but about shaping consciousness using electromagnetic plasma emotional energy into an orb. So this little guy, he does some magic, and recently a friend thought about Owen and instantly an orb appeared. And I want to know about how that's done. I want to know about what's going on.
I love his little smile. He's so nonchalantly like, that's easy. We just separate through our quantum particles and we're able to go wherever we want to go. We never remain in one place. We are always in multiple places all at once. So when you call on us, when you think about us, when you want to see us, we can show up because the thought already ignited the light that attracted us to you. So we go through leaving our body through it. It's a quantum teleportation that ends up happening. And if you can imagine, and he's just kind of showing the jar. He says, if you have a jar full of marbles and one of your friend wants them, or one of your friends says, hey, I'm thinking about having one of those marbles, you can take one of those marbles and you can give it out to that person. You can give as many marbles as you want. The body is still here, but your energy you can swap out and you can give away. You can leave as long as you don't empty the hole. So what me and my friends do is that we just go and we give our light to people. We let them see it, us, but we also give them the gift of light, because when we come into their presence, they get a little bit of our quantum particles, and that quantum particle ends up, he says, touching their heart so that they can feel us and know that we are here. Sometimes we give hugs, sometimes we give kisses, sometimes we give pats on the head, but we will always show you a way that we are there outside of the orb so that you can feel us. But it's very simple. We just give a little bit of our light to them, and we just let them see our light. So he's saying like he lets them see it, but then also like they get that little piece of light.
That's so cool. And I think we're like, I've just been noticing more and more people are seeing orbs. So that's, this is just going to normalize. It's pretty wild.
I would love for any scientist to get on to this phenomenon. I mean, realistically, they'll come by name. I've had them in rooms to say, Brandon, actually, we got him when we were in the pyramids, because when we first got into the pyramids, there was zero energy, there was zero activity at all that was happening. And we were just going, well, what the heck? Is there any energy? And so we started talking about Brandon not being there. And the moment we said, okay, well, can you come in, Brandon? And I said, oh, we should call Brandon. and Ryan goes, we should. And then right when that happens, Brandon comes up to say hi. And it's pretty cool because I can see them coming through the room and know exactly who that is coming through that room. And I would love for anyone, any scientist to check into that, because it is a quantum teleportation, or a quantum leap. I don't know what to call it. They're showing like photons, that they do it like little light photons. But they say particles, so I don't know what exactly that means, but it is little light spectrums that come, and it is some kind of plasma, because there is a plasmic field that Owen's showing me that is happening with the orbs, that they can quantumly leap into the plasma field, and then they can expand their light. So that's what's happening, is that they're finding these little holes within the energy, and they're going into that and then expanding their light through those plasma fields. So that's what that is too. Thank you, Owen, for that. Did you have another question, Tara?
Scott has a question.
It's not a question. I want to make a comment. About 3 or so years ago, I began orb research with my medium team. And just to let you know, the battery might be about to run down. I'm trying to get logged in on Facebook, but I haven't found your post yet. So if I die. Anyway, the point is, so I had someone within our group. So electronic voice phenomenon is where the electromagnetic energy of spirit beings can communicate through electronics. And so I had someone send me some orb video they had, and I analyzed it, and it was fascinating. The orbs were talking about what was going on in the room. It was a Christmas time, and somebody was sitting there with a green Pringles can, and one of the orbs said, "Oh, it's green," talking about the can, and they were talking about the presents under the tree and all that. So it was an intelligent motion by the orbs, coupled by communication from the orbs. So if we want to pursue this further, we can do that. I wanted to throw that out there. So.
We always want to pursue it further. We're not the kind of community that's like, well, we'll take it for surface. We're not that. You know that, Scott. So whip something up for us and share it with us later.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I love Tara's hair too. I love it. Emma, let's go over to you, Tammy and Emma. So Emma usually has like these great messages for everyone. She's in her little emotional bubble lately, though. She said she's feeling really depressed and really sad, very alone lately. She said, my heart is really heavy. It cannot be as happy as it used to be when I see the world in such sorrow. I feel the pain that is happening within myself and within my family. I see it within the world. I used to think that I could change that, that my smile would be enough, that my love would be enough, that I would be able to be independent enough to be able to help the world. But I need help with hope and faith right now. I don't feel it is as strong. I'm feeling more tired. I'm feeling more angry. I'm feeling more sad. And I don't know how to get out of it. I suppose I don't, and I won't be able to get out of it until I see a change within the world. But how do I see a change within the world? When I feel what the world is feeling, I'd still feel hope. I still know that things are going to happen, but I'm really feeling what the rest of the world is feeling right now. And I just wish me and my mom could sit in a room and cry together. No reason at all, but we both need an emotional release.
Yes, we do.
Miss Emma.
Yeah.
Oh, we love you. You know, we're doing a lot in this group. You want to, okay. So Emma is asking anybody who is doing anything for this world, can you just come online and say it? She said, I want to hear your stories of greatness that you're doing. It would give me a lot of hope. So,
Yeah.
well, Miss Emma, you know, I'm going to be trying to do more, or I'm going to get back on Let's Be Telepathy. And because of something you inspired, we're having a gathering that I know Zan and Tara and Patrick have really been working on to get us all together. I'm going to be telling the story of water and the story of earth and showing people how they can come together and help themselves, help earth, help our waters, so that we can all be in a symbiotic relationship together. I am trying to get the oil off of the water and help teach telepathy to many different people. I know I'm going to move over the torch to Brenda and Brandon because I know Brenda and Brandon do a lot. And then they'll hand it off to someone else. So Brendan, Brandon, I'm handing it off to you two. What are you two doing for the world to give Emma hope?
We're showing up and through our volunteering. Yeah, we're showing up for our volunteering like we do on a weekly basis. To hold space for people, to be there to listen to them, and to just be um, a calming influence in the room.
I love that. Renee, go ahead.
Hi, this is the first time I've been here, and I just want to introduce myself and let everyone, including Emma, know that the reason I'm here is like I'm so grateful that to find this group, and I want to offer my help and support in whatever I can do. I've done energy healing that can be done remotely, so that might be something that I can do for people. But regardless, like I said, I'm fairly new, and I just want to give you hope and let you know how much hope this group and all of you beyond verbal have given me um, just knowing that you do have the ability to teach us and to help us grow and learn and become a better humanity. So thank you for being who you are and sharing everything that you have with us. And please feel free to reach out. You'll see me more, but um, I'm so used to not being in a community that this is really new to me and somewhat terrifying. But I just really am here to help and to love all of you. And there's probably more people just like me, but they just need to find all of you. So yeah,
Thank you, Renee. That was so
yeah,
sweet. And you are welcome in our community. And I think a lot of people here have really been searching for that community support, or even, human to human connection with just even one person. Um, I can vouch for a group to say that this is the right place to be. We all love, we all accept, we all support, and um, no judgments here.
yeah.
So thank you for coming.
Yeah, it feels really incredible, just the videos I've been watching on YouTube and just seeing everybody and how everybody interacts. It's just I've been brought to tears many times, and I could start crying right now just because it's just incredible, and it feels like where I belong, and I haven't felt that way for a really long time. So yeah.
Well,
So thank
welcome
you all.
home.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, we'll move over to Jody.
Hi, hello everybody. I just wanted to say that I've been working on raising my vibration and trying to spread light and love and happiness to everybody that I come in contact with so they can feel that positive energy. Because I know there's a lot that I can't change or I can't impact on a larger level. So I'm working on doing that on a more individual level and being a guiding light of happiness and politeness for others. Excuse me. And also, I keep hearing for all the YouTube videos I watch that I keep hearing the analogy being of a chrysalis, and that we're all in a chrysalis right now, and that were caterpillars, and we've disintegrated into this mushy chrysalis. So all of our major institutions are dismantling, and everything's being reorganized, and all we know is that we're in the mush. But once we get through this, we will emerge brighter and better and rebuild our institutions to be more functional for everybody and elevate humanity, and be the beautiful butterflies we know we can be. So that's what I got.
Thank you so very much. I love it. Melody, I am coming to you. You keep popping in. So I am just gonna bring you on here. Thank you, Jody. And that was a perfect analogy. I had just told Tara the exact same thing this week. I said only I'm gonna be a bee butterfly. And then I laughed because I actually have a tattoo that is, oh, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's the black and the yellow swallowtail. And I'm like, well, if there's any butterfly that can be a bee, it's that one. So I love that. Good analogy. Melody, come on. I'm gonna take you off on mute here. Join the crew.
Hi. Um, wow, I know I was just really moved starting with what Emma said, and just also with Renee's comment about like saying, my comment was that thought I had to do this alone, right? It's been very like solitary work, and I I think I shared in our smaller group, but I was, for about 7 years, I've been communicating with what I thought was my higher self. And when I communicated with what I thought was my higher self, I would ask a question. And if the answer was yes, I would just get an energetic surge. And this was how I was making decisions in my life. This was just how I was going on every day. And then within the last few weeks, I found out it was one of our beyond verbals that I've been talking to this whole time. So it's really emotional, and it feels like everything in my world has changed, but it's like really hard to just not want to be like, now everything that I hear from her, I want to be like texting her mom and being like, what, ask her, did she say this? Did she, when this whole time, right? We had our way, we had our language of communicating, but yeah, so it's just really been very, very beautiful and intense, and yeah, like all the feels. So.
Thank you. Thank you. Anne Marie, I know you are here very late. What time is it where you are at?
It's 1:10 in the morning. It's all right. I had a little sleep at about 10:30 to about 11:30 and woke up. So how are you doing anyway? It's so good to see you.
Doing good, doing good. Well, I know you're here, and I wanted to get you on. Can you give Emma a little bit of inspiration?
Yes, okay. So I have been speaking with Tara because I've been getting this idea that I need to do something. Where this idea has come from, I don't know. But it's to create this heaven on earth. I kind of called it the Heaven on Earth Initiative. I love these sort of grand expressions. And it's to create. So basically, it's just going to be creating this network of people where we sort of can connect together, and we'll kind of set it up, and it's going to be an energetic thing. So it's kind of, when I say a network, it's like many people say a grid, so like an energy grid, but this is more of a network. And each person is going to be like a node in this network. And the more people we can get to join around the world, it's to create this field of safety and what was the other word? Comfort. And because what gave me the idea was when I was seeing so many of the parents on here when their children were having, unwanted interference from entities, whatever. And it's a subject that I've known a lot about for a long time. So I was like, the parents need, I thought the parents need the help to know how to feel when this is going on so that they don't go into panic mode. So I thought we need to create this sort of field and get them involved too. But then I suddenly thought, well, no, everybody needs this. This isn't just them because we're all dealing with it all the time. And I think it's sort of getting quite crazy from what I've been seeing, like with my own grandkids and things like that. I'm seeing them having to deal with this kind of stuff. So yeah, I've had a chat with Tara about it, and I was ill for a bit, but I'm getting it all up together. I'm going to create a Facebook group and start to invite people in because it's got to be heart-centered people, and you can only join if you are coming from a place of love. So it can't be interfered with, it can't be corrupted. And so yeah, I'm just going to be calling people in. Well, Tara and I hopefully are going to be doing it, and we will sort of have one initial thing where we all join together, try and find a time that works for everyone, and where we sort of set it up and create it, and then after that, if people want to join, like, well, there's lots more to it. I won't go into it all now, but there's ways to like just tap into it, and I will be showing like little, they're just like very short, like they're going to be short videos giving you instructions how to like be able to tune into this and to be able to just tap into this energy field, so that whenever anything's going on, if you're struggling with your child, if you're struggling yourself, you just tune into this particular field that we're creating, and it's going to be there. And the more we do it, the more it's going to create this field of like comfort and safety. That's the two things, and love, obviously. But that it's about the comfort, so that people feel comforted and know that that everybody's there for them. So yeah, so that's what I'm in the middle of doing.
I love it. I love it. Well, Emma, are you getting some good motivation? Making you feel a little better? That and I know that ties into what Patrick's doing, and I did not see that we had a double screen of people here today, so sorry about that. Patrick, thank you. Also, I know you're helping with the um, gathering in January, and I know you held space for the meeting, and thank you for that. And you also have something that you're starting up. Can you talk about that?
Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm hanging out here with my little dude Reese, and he's doing Legos, and so I'm a little bit distracted, but I'm also just loving everything I'm hearing. So, briefly, about 15 in Austin. So, Tara Scott and I have been meeting every morning on a Zoom call, and we've been having a basically a more coherence technique, our hearts, and 10 minutes. And it's really just have a good day. And what we want to near the, well, it's
Mention a
not, we don't
book
have to
there,
pioneer anything.
Patrick.
They have a group app where you can create these coherence groups. But we're testing it out because we just kind of, Anne Marie, a little bit about what, oh no, I just got a note. I'm cutting out.
Yep. Sorry. I was trying to say that.
Is that better?
There we go. Yeah.
Is that better? I'm so sorry. I probably, everything cut out. All right. Well, we are doing a morning heart meditation at 6:15 in the morning Central Time. We're probably going to open that up to everybody starting next week. We've been kind of like pioneering or testing some techniques on how best to do it. So if anybody would like to join, we can start kind of a side chat. And it's been a great way to start our day. We just kind of start with 10 minutes of kind of loving meditation, and Owen joins us, and I'm sure a lot of the kids are there with us as well. And it's really beautiful to just connect our hearts. And Maria, a point on what you were saying about kind of creating this network or this field, I think that's kind of exactly what we're doing, right? And I think that all of us are on the same page with that. And so if you'd like to join us in the morning, or if you have something similar where we could join, what I like about the heart math technique is it's really about getting your resonant field to vibrate in coherence. And there's a lot of research on how when you do that, it really sends positive effects all throughout the world. It's like the meditators study where like a few people meditating in a city can really like reduce crime rates and stuff like that. It's the same concept. And so if enough of us do it in the morning, and people are starting to do this all over the world. We're one of so many groups that are waking up and doing this. So anyways, anybody that would like to join, go ahead and put your info in the chat, and Tara and Scott and I will start organizing that next week. Brittany? I gotta I have too many things going on with my kids. I'm
You're okay.
apologizing.
You're okay. All right, Emma, that was a lot. How are you feeling? I know you're still sad, but does that give you a little bit of hope?
Will you tell Emma to join us in the morning?
Yes. Yeah, Emma, you can join in the mornings.
I'm trying to figure out how to mute, and my phone is not allowing me. So
That's it. I'll mute you here. There we go.
Yeah. Emma and I are not up at that hour, that's for sure.
she can still join in her sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she would
That's true.
definitely do that.
That's truth. That's true.
Thank you.
Yeah. We got a lot of people in this group, Emma, that are trying to do good things. So all you have to do now is rest. You've been trying to do so much good in this world, and you've put all of the happiness of the whole world on your shoulders. And it's time that we take that torch for you for a bit. And it's okay if you want to be sad or you feel sad, because those are emotions that we have to go through, right? You're just sitting in the mud, like Peter said. When you come out, you're going to be looking all better, all mineralized up and all clean, soft skin, looking younger. Okay? So all you got to do is rest and cry with mom. Okay, Nicola, are you up next? I think so. Where is mom? Where's Daniela? Are they still here? I see.
Yes, so sorry. I'm
There you are.
here just struggling with different things to hear, but we are here. Yeah, just outdoor. It's a more.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I will mute myself again, just that it's not too loud. Okay.
did you
But
have
yeah,
a
I don't know.
specific question for him?
No, no, not really. Just if, yeah, just curious if Nicola wants to add on this topic. Probably he's listening to me. Everything what we're saying, he's so happy. So I don't know.
Okay.
It's just like, yeah,
Yep. Nope. I
not
can ask.
nothing special. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me try to mute myself.
It's okay.
So,
He says, of all the things that are going on right now, don't forget to add humor to things. Don't forget to laugh at things. You have a choice. You could be mad, you could laugh. Which one are you going to choose? Not always should we have to go into that emotional point. Sometimes we can pull back and just see the humor of the silliness of humanity. Because humanity has a lot of silly implements to it. It has a lot of things that don't make sense, emotions that don't make sense, energies mixed that shouldn't be mixed. And when you really pull yourself back, you could see how funny it really is, but not how funny it is. What a piece of art it is, what a glory it is, and what chaos it is. You can see it for itself. Remember to be in the present moment wherever you are, because when you're in that present moment, you're going to see the most, feel the most, and experience the most that you want to feel. If you get caught up in the past or you get caught up in the future, then you're going to get caught up someplace that you're not, and you're not going to be able to take care of the things that you need to take care of right now. As the pressure's coming on, as the emotions are coming through, remember who you are. Remember that you came to this world to have fun, to enjoy it, to be part of it, and to help run it. And if you stay within those, I'm going to say compartments. That's not what he's saying. But he is almost saying if you stay within, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to have gratitude. I came to explore. And you really set your focus and your intentions for what you are and don't pay attention to anything else, then you will be okay within this journey. But remember to smile, even at the times you want to cry. It'll make you feel better. Remember to do silly things. It'll make you not so strict. But above all, remember that we're all going through this right now. It's not just you. It's not just your neighbor. It's all of us. And people may say that they're okay and people may say that they're happy, but those are just moments that they're living through. Because right now, everybody's in distress. Everybody has been put in a space of survival for so long that they don't know that they're surviving. And so they look at the opportunities of love, of joy, of happiness to keep them sane in an insane world. I don't know what he just did, but he just immediately got offline.
Thank you so much.
What did he do? He suddenly did something different.
I don't know. Yeah, we're just still riding elevator. Yeah,
Oh,
feel
he's
like
still
so
okay.
much. Yeah, yeah,
Maybe
but
he
I don't
just
know.
got into
But
that.
yes, but yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to see if he'll get back online here.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
Do what makes you happy as long as it doesn't come at a price of other people's pain. Stay kind. Stay true, but don't always say your truth. He's going in and out. He's too excited. Okay, that's all I got for him.
Yeah, yes, he's exactly going in and out, but from elevator, so it's also losing his connection and signal on the same way as my phone. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, no worries. Thank you. It was really pleasure to listen. Oh, we'll stay here till the end. Okay.
He's all right. He's okay.
No worries. Okay. Well,
Okay. Yeah, do you guys want to talk about the gathering that is happening in January? It's going to be in Austin, but I know that there's a lot of talk right now going on about it. So in planning this, there's been so many times where there's been retreats or there's been plans or there's been filming or there's been something that has happened where you need to be at a specific place. This gathering in January is not going to be like that. It's just going to be a meetup. It's going to be just being in the same house as people, just admiring people's energies, getting to know people. It's about connection. We are not going to have a set itinerary, but there will be things that we will set out to say, well, we could, and now I'm not saying this is going to be the activities, but let's just say, we're going to the museum on Thursday. Anybody that wants to come can come. Anybody that doesn't, you don't have to, kind of thing. So it'll be very soft schedules, except for the meals. We'll make sure that the meals are set, but everything else will be kind of soft. But with that being said, I'm going to give it to Zan. Zan, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we just wanted to be in the same space. It's just what you were saying. We all wanted to be in the same space and see where that leads us, see um where we can go, what naturally we go to, and then maybe talk about some future events. But have Patrick lead some heart coherence meditations. And then have Owen do some fun stuff because we're dragging Owen and Tara all the way over here to Austin. And obviously anyone who's feeling inclined to is welcome. Tara and I will be keeping like I don't know how we're gonna let everyone know. We'll do like a group list or something as we get more updates, but we kind of wanted to first get a feel for the amount of people who have interest. And I think the dates would be January. Did you say the dates? I'm sorry, I was chatting with the
Yeah,
child as well.
like the 4th, Wednesday the 14th, and then the 19th is actually Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so that might be a day for people that might want to leave that day and have time to get back, or they can leave Sunday and have the day at their home or to before they if they work or whatever. So yeah. So
Yeah.
the 14th to the 18th or 19th, whatever feels more comfortable, basically.
If you guys are interested, just whoever's here, will you guys raise your hand real quick? And then if you're like just interested in general of like flying or if you're local, either way, raise your hand so we can get a little
And
feel.
I also wrote it in the chat. All right, well,
Okay,
I'll
okay.
record that, but
Oh, you
also
run
in
in
the
the chat.
chat, I told people to put their email in their
Oh, do the
emails
chat. Let's
in
do
the
the chat then. Let's do the chat for sure.
and
So
if
yeah,
you
write
don't
your
want to give
email.
your number, if you don't want to give your email to everyone, I mean, most people don't care, but just in case there, you could just do it to me privately. There's a way to do that. Just yeah, you just do like new chat, and then you just choose the person over to the right, and then there's like a drop down. So just giving
And
that option.
all beyond verbals are welcome. We're gonna make it a very sensory friendly environment and a very like activity friendly environment for them as well. So like keep us let us know if you guys want to come, and also please let us know the accommodations that you guys need. We will 1000% do everything we can to make sure that you guys have those accommodations so that it's accessible to you guys as well. Um, but we're hoping to figure out a place to meet so that worst case scenario is we all kind of split an Airbnb, or all the people coming in from out of town maybe split an Airbnb. And then the locals can pop in and out as needed. So, oh, Mason's raising his hand. Yay, Mason! That's awesome. So yeah, we'd love all of them to come, and then it would be so just fun and magical. So again, let us know. We'll do like an email or again a group message so we can get all the accommodations and make sure that we've got all that set up. But if you guys have any questions about it, let us know. Tara is like also doing a ton of the organizational work. Thank you, Tara. And yeah, I think that's
Well,
it.
I
Did
was
I
gonna
miss
say
anything?
also, if you like to cook, if you like to buy groceries and cook, we're gonna need some people to like organize the meals because that's, a lot of it would be better
Oh
for us to do
yeah,
a lot of the meals.
if that's your gift for us, like if that's your gift that you're given, like let
Yeah.
us enjoy that
I know.
gift.
I love to
Count
cook,
me
so we're
in. Count me
definitely
in.
volunteering. Yeah, Melissa's a really good cook.
I
We like to
love
cook.
cooking.
Oh my gosh, that'd be
Yeah,
so
like one
fun.
of my favorite things to do. I love it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then
And then
also for activities, like if someone wanted to, let's say the EFT class or something, like if you have something to offer, then we could definitely offer it to the whole group. So that's another idea if you have something specific you want to offer.
And then depending on how many people are coming, we'll, for the most part, do as much as we can Dutch. They say like where everyone just kind of pays their part whenever we go places. And then for like the food and communal things like that, we'll just oh, we'll talk to you. We'll discuss that. We'll figure out how to do that so that because I know a lot of people will volunteer all of that stuff. So and there's more people that can do more in some aspects than others. So we'll just make it as like pay what you can if and then it would just be for how we need to make this happen. Bare minimum. Bare minimum. So anything else, Tara, can you think of? Ooh. Can you think of anything else, Tara?
No, I think it's like I said, it's just coming together now. So I think we'll start getting input. I'm gonna take all the emails down and then, yeah, and then I'll probably send a first round of like, just so everybody knows where we're at. We're gonna have another meeting soon. So
Oh, and I did want to mention, Tara and Melissa, please put your Venmos in the chat so that we can like buy you a drink as a thank you for doing these things. Because Tara and Melissa, obviously Melissa as well, immensely put so much into this, and so we need to like give you like $6 for like a coffee at least to treat yourself as a thank you. So let us do that. So put your Venmo right now. Put your Venmo handles in the chat right now. No excuses. So that we can send
My
you like
phone
a
is actually dead and in the other room. So
Ah, I'll harass you for that later, and then
I'll put
you
it
also
on
let
the
us
Let's
like buy
Be
you a
or
drink
something.
for yeah, just like send her a quick thank you $6 or something so that they can go treat themselves. Because I mean, it's the least we can do. Thank you guys so much for all the work you put into making these happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's all of us. It's all of us though, isn't it? That. Yeah. Thank you for all that hard work and putting that together. And we'll let you all know as soon as we know, but it should be by next week. We'll have something out for anyone that has put any interest in it. Any other questions or comments or anything that anyone wants to add?
Oh, last thing. If anybody knows any Beyond Verbal kid that is looking for a service dog, I have 2 puppies available that I was going to donate, and I'm still trying to find homes for them. So send me a DM if you know someone who would like a service puppy. Oh, good. Tara added her Venmo, guys. We'll get Melissa's any second now.
Oh, I know I'm horrible at that. I'm getting better though. I'm getting better at accepting the funds. Whatever. That's my life lesson. Okay, so Egypt guys. I know you guys a lot of you
oh, can I just someone just put a really cool, like I'm really interested in this stuff, specifically Mexico, the alien carvings coming of Tula and Ojuelos, and I was wondering, and they talk about carved skulls. I was just wondering if you can ask Owen about that. It's in the chat. Fei Li Leong. I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. It's at 8:22. It's like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Wonder if anyone wants to step up or step into that. Well, Owen's saying that it's not all alien stuff. He says that there is some extraterrestrial play into it, but it also is very ancient. And he's saying ancient technology that has not been discovered yet, but it is something that did come from the past human. So it's not all alien. There is some human play into that. And also stating that it may look like the Egyptian symbol, but they mean something a little bit different. So there is the similarities. He's saying that it's very close to the same energy because it was still around that pyramid energy. So it'd be interesting to see where is this compared to the pyramids that are in Mexico. He said the symbols are very similar, but they're also different because they're dated at different times and different cultures. But the symbolism itself shows energy, shows that we can follow the stars. It has some of the same meaning, but it's almost like when we take a Latin word and put it into English, it's the same, but there's a little bit of difference in the meaning. And when we speak it versus when it's spoke in Latin, there's a different tone that comes out when spoken in Latin versus when we convert it from Latin to English. And so that's the way that he's comparing it, is that it's the same kind of words, but it carries different tones. And he said, and this just goes with the Great Purge, is that all of the information is coming up right now in many different ways. We're going to find several different ancient things, especially within the next 2 years, that we have never seen before. Many of it is going to be called alien technology, but realistically, it's just intelligent technology. It's the way that people used to work when they used to think with their minds and utilize energy imprints. So he's showing that they could work with their minds and do different energy imprints. And so therefore people are going to say that maybe it isn't anything that humans could do, but it was something that humans could do at a different time. There is a lot of alien stuff that is also going to be coming through, and we will be seeing a lot more UFOs and aliens that will be seen by the public more. So right now we're in the time of an unveiling, is pretty much what he's showing. He's showing veil come up, veil come up, veil come up, veil come up, and that we're starting to see it all. And that this one is interesting. He said that the past, specifically, he's talking about these skulls, the past is now meeting the future. So as these things are coming out, it's going to be bringing energy that's from the future that's going to be coming back. So we might see time travelers come through, or a lot of different guides or channelers saying that they're getting information from the future that's happening now, because it's bringing the future back and activating it into this present moment. So there's a lot kind of going on with that.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you both.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions anyone has? Sorry, I wasn't looking at that chat here. I've been kind of listening to people. Did I miss anything in the chat, or did anyone else have any questions?
I just wanted to find out if we could check in with Oli, just since they're not here.
Yeah, I was surprised they weren't here. I was really excited. I've heard a lot about them.
I know, and it seems like my last few messages, like I almost feel like they're not getting through to mom, so I've been a little bit worried, and I don't quite always trust like how I'm reading what I'm getting. Um, so yeah, so I just wanted a little help so that we can know that she's okay.
I'm seeing that she's okay, that things just got a little bit of got a little overwhelming, so I had to sit back and take some time for themselves, but it's just a processing time, and they'll be back online shortly.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Cindy.
Hey, I just have the quickest question, and I've just got to know what this is. Tara knows about this. We've talked about this. So, Jason, like every day for the past maybe 2 months, several times a day, but he'll pull my hair back. And I know you can see things on people's faces. I'm like, I got to ask Melissa, but he pulls my hair back and like looks in this temple area. And it's almost like he's checking to see if something is there, if it's gone, but he smiles. He seems very pleased when he pulls my hair back and looks in this specific area. Do you know what that is? Can you tell what that is?
They're
What's he
portal
doing?
spots. They're portal spots within and it tells you the exact moment of, or the exact placement of the energy. So like I said, we have these tribal wares that kind of come over us. Right in these places here, this is where energy can really get stuck. A lot of energy can get stuck in these areas. This is where the spirit and the mind and the flesh all meet up, and right in this kind of temple area. And sometimes when somebody is emotionally overloaded, it'll be kind of grayish or black, or just really bright white even. um and it doesn't have images on it. It'll just kind of look into muck. So if you can pull it back and people have images or they have things going on, or it's just, up to 3 colors, then it shows that that person is stable.
So he's just making sure I'm all right.
Yeah.
And he's pleased. So, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. I was just
I
very
love
curious.
that. Yeah. Each person has like these little beams that come out this way. And if your hair is like this, sometimes it clogs it, so you can't see it as much. But a lot of times you'll have energy that's just coming out here, and energy, well, one side will come out and then it kind of reads here, and or one comes in and then it reads and then it kind of goes out. So it's also showing the kind of energy that you're putting outwards as well as the energy that you're putting inwards. So
Okay, thank you.
yeah. All right. So we got about 20 minutes. Okay, so Egypt. It was a lot. I was not expecting to fly around Egypt or go to different islands for some reason. I thought we were staying in the same place. We traveled many hours to many different temples, different pyramids. When I arrived there, the night one, we arrived, and Veda, her family, our film guy, and her assistant, we all had a private touring in the pyramid. And I've had so many dreams about going to the pyramid and thought, well, this is going to be great. It's going to be sacred. It's going to be, it's going to be amazing. And that's how I'm going to feel when I get there. I got there and felt nothing. We had our EMF detectors. I had my Digilux. Had multiple EMF detectors actually. and a spirit box, which collects whatever a spirit is saying, and a thermal imager that reads energy and whatnot. What I found interesting was nothing was picked up on any of the devices. Nothing was picked up spiritually by me. I was not feeling anything. We went into the Queen's chamber first, and I got there and went to go channel, and I literally just went to my knees and I bawled. I cried for I don't even know how long, because I saw what the pyramids were. I saw their purpose. I saw the energy that they brought to the lands, the sacredness. I saw everything that was in there. I saw everything that was outside, and I saw everything that was, and then I saw everything that wasn't. And it brought me to such despair that I couldn't do anything but cry, because I just saw how people were taking from the pyramids, how they were taking from their sarcophaguses, the statues. I mean, every place that we went, everything that could be robbed had already been robbed. The only thing that was left in any of the places were things that weighed tons that people could not get out. There were missing sarcophaguses, missing tombs, missing artifacts, statues, shelves, chairs. I mean, everything was just stripped. The pyramids themselves smelt of urine and mold. It was not a lot of air, not a lot of energy. The only thing that we picked up at first was Owen and Elsa and Brandon coming through, and they were actually, when we had called, asked if they wanted to come visit or if they could get through on that energy, because Brandon and Elsa especially, they're on, and Owen, sorry, all three of them are on the documentary with Veda. So we had asked them if they wanted to come in, and those at that particular moment was the only time that we caught any kind of activity on the EMF detector, any kind of spirits on the thermal imager, and orbs on our phone. So it was pretty much, as little energy as the pyramids could have. So we go outside, and I put my imager, I have everything, I got all my equipment, and we're trying to get energy, and Nikolai's recording it. And what was really interesting is, prior to me leaving, when I was in Ogden, Utah, it was somebody had asked a question about the pyramids and why I was going, and Lidu had said that the pyramids needed their priestess back. Ironically, my clothes got left in London and I didn't get them in Egypt. So I had to buy Egyptian clothes. So I was wearing these Egyptian clothes and I looked like a priestess, and I'm standing in front of them, and I said, "Oh, I've just got to give them energy." And you watch the whole pyramid go from zero energy, it's blue, it's black, it's green, to completely red and white. We have EMFs going off, and finally got the energy really going, and found the more love that we give to the energy, the better. So the second day we go, and it's now during the day, it's morning time, total different image from where we were, because we entered in the back of the pyramids and went inside of the pyramids. And now we're outside the next day with all these people. The trash that was all over this country, I cannot even put into words. There was no landfills, there's not trash bags, there's not trash cans even around the pyramids. There is so much trash that I couldn't get past it. It was very much eating at my soul. The next day, Ryan says, "Melissa, what's wrong?" I said, "Well, I can't get past this one sacred place that's robbed of everything. Not only is it robbed, it's trash. They say that you can't meditate there, you can't pray there. The guards will kick you out if you're caught meditating or praying around there. You're not supposed to be singing. You're not supposed to be standing in one spot too long, and you're not supposed to draw a crowd." So they really have taken the sacredness out of that. And our group, we ended up finding bags that came on the ground, and we started picking up stuff, and little kids started picking up, and they were just so happy. Bye, Carmen. And they were just so happy to be helping. But what was interesting is their teacher had said that this isn't something that they normally do. The kids aren't taught to pick up trash, so they don't know, so they're just playing in the streets. They're kicking a soccer ball the same time that they're kicking cups up and trash all over. When I tell you guys, the Nile was so dirty. I mean, it was blocked up and dammed up at multiple places because of trash. There were piles of trash just starting. I mean, when I tell you pile, it's like a dumpster just dumped on their street, and piles of trash. People throw their cigarettes out. We're starting fire here and there. There were multiple different fires, and people just kept walking by. There were people with camel whips that were in the street. I didn't understand what that was at first, because there were no camels around, until I saw little children begging for money. And when they wouldn't get the money, and they would get whipped with these camel whips. I found a boy with multiple, he had about 20 different whips in his face. And it was a thing that they'd whip in front of the tourists. And then the tourists would say, why are you doing that? Because they're not making money. So then the tourists give them money. This particular little boy, I could tell he was really hungry. I gave him some money, but the next day we went to a restaurant, and I didn't eat my food so I could give it to him. I gave it to him, and 3 adults came yelling at him for eating this food, to the point I took my food back. Luckily, we had guards with us, and I had a guard that was protecting me. And I said, I am going to make sure that this kid eats his food. And we had to give him his french fries one at a time until the guard had said whatever he said, and the boy got to eat in peace. But they were hounding him for eating. I was talking to the boy, and he said that they had to pay to go to school there, and so that's why so many kids were on the street hustling money. I mean, they would go on the highway and just walk between cars and ask, for money for a bracelet that they made or whatnot, uh, because unless they pay, they didn't get to go to school. So that was really sad to see a community like that. All the women wore black, and in white colors. They had to be covered up. I mistakenly had bought a very hot pink dress that was Egyptian, and I wore it out and was getting hit on quite a bit. And I later found out that women are not supposed to wear color in public. You wear that at home for sexy time with your husband. And so the 3 marriage proposals that I had was because I was wearing the hottest pink dress that I could find. And apparently that's time. So what, don't wear color in public unless you want to get hit on, and they think that it's your sexy time clothes. So I was looking like a whore, even though I was wearing long sleeve shirts, a robe that went down to my ankles, and then my dress went down to my ankles and covered me all up. So note to self for you guys out there. I didn't cheat on my husband. I didn't do that. I just wanted a cute dress, and I wear a lot of color. So just note that. But we went to a few temples, and I was taken to some secret places from some of the Egyptians. I'd started reading the hieroglyphs, just like they were the alphabets, just like books. It was very overwhelming. I had to stop channeling at one point because the channeling was so fast, and it was the hieroglyphs, and there was just so much information that my body actually gave out, and I couldn't do the channeling anymore. I found another Sphinx, and had talked to somebody and said, there has to be another Sphinx around here. Where would that be? And he said they actually have found another Sphinx. They're unveiling it right now. So that was really cool. Found out a lot in Osiris's shaft, which was the scariest thing I've ever done. And I will never do that again. It was a 300-foot straight down ladder. That was an aluminum ladder. Goes down this tunnel that has nothing but a ground for you to fall on. And it was very scary, but we got to get the water from there. We got We put the water in Isis's temple and Horus's temple. We found so much out during the channeling sessions that I did. We ended up finding out a lot. One of the most important things, and one that kept coming up, is that they had taken these bodies of these people that they saw as gods, and when I say gods, it would almost be like people saw Moses as kind of a god, that they looked up and they saw that living thing in the flesh as the representation of God because they had so much faith. And what I saw in Osiris's shaft was that the bodies were cut up, they were demangled, because when they had died, the people didn't have anybody else talking about creator, saying this is what they should do. They didn't have the guidance, they didn't have anything. And so they started ripping their bodies apart and taking their sarcophaguses, tops off, and eating them, and hoping that if they ate them, or if that they had their bones, or they had this, they would be closer to creator. So I was watching how they just ripped apart and took apart all of these deities that were said to be in the image of a creator, that were said to be some kind of god, or representation of an Egyptian god or something. And so that was really hard. What I saw over and over in the hieroglyphs also was that people were having faith with their two eyes. That was something that kept coming up, is that they were saying two eyes versus one eye, which was interesting because Owen always does this one eye thing. And a lot of the autists will look at me with one eye. I kind of call it the chicken eye, just because if chicken eyes are on the side of their head and they kind of look over and they move their head to you, and it's just this one eye. And it was said that with the duality of the two eyes, that there's a change in perspective, and that we have to get to the one center eye. And that was the ganglii, specifically called the ganglii. And it is in the head, and it looks exactly like Horus's eyes. And it said that we need to look through our one eye and not our two, because the one eye is the spirit eye. The two eyes are the eyes of the flesh. And people have failed their faith because they try to look through faith with their eyes and with their ears, and they don't try to listen. And so that is what's happened to humanity. And the story just said over and over, if you don't do this, if we don't keep our rituals, if we don't keep, wine was a very big thing, drinking the wine. They were very much about drinking the wine. And they were saying that that was the stage between life and death. And that's how you could enter into the creator, is by drinking that wine. Was when the grape was dying, but at the same time was still alive. There's this little honey spot, per se, if you drink it, that you can meet in with the gods. And that's why wine is everywhere, because it is the fruits of a very specific god that went to give its life so that you could have the bridge entrance between yourself and God on that other side. So they were saying, drinking into the wine and looking through the one eye. And I can tell you, wine glasses all over the place. I was actually really surprised that they were pouring it. It was a lot of their celebration. But they had said to have faith within your heart and within your one eye versus your two eyes and your two ears, and to accept them. They had said that each god had chose a specific animal as a representation, and that they still come through as that. So they were still coming through as the cats, they were still coming through as the hippos and the dogs and everything. And that was to show the gods how the humans' true nature was based on how we treat them. It was said that the fruits and the wheat and the vegetables also were different deities that were blessing you each time you had it. So they were very specific on have the fruit in the morning, and that's going to bring in your first divine meal. And then have the vegetables in the afternoon, and that's going to bring in another divine energy. And it was where it was like the fruit was feminine and the vegetables were masculine. And it was showing that the more fruits and the more vegetables that we eat, the closer that we are to creator. I got to test that theory and see what that is, but it was showing that eating the nectar of the fruits was actually eating the nectar of the gods. It was almost like if you bit into a peach and you got the juice from the peach, that it was, you know, a specific deity, the same as kind of breastfeeding. So that was really interesting. And I've never thought of anything like that before. Um, Otherwise, I think it was pretty simple on how the pyramid on the hieroglyphs were made. So I'm working on that and trying to come up with tools to exactly show how it was done, because I saw diorite was a tool that they used to make the hieroglyphs, but I saw that because people were saying, well, how could they get them so specific, exactly how they looked? And I actually saw that they made diorite stamps and they would pound them into the granite, and it was a very specific shape that cut it, and it came in at like a little triangle angle, and that's actually how they did it, and that's how they were the same size and the same thing, because or the same size, the same image and perfect image at each time, because it was a kind of stamp that they did. The rest of it that wasn't stamped on, they actually utilized water to make it very soft, and they carved into, you know, the limestone and the sandstone, whatever that was. And then another way that they did it was I saw that they made these clay plaster or clay tablets, and they would do it on the tablet, and then they would put like kind of mud and put it right on there. So it was actually a lot more simple than what people were thinking it was. And we could prove two of those theories. I have to get the diorite. And Veda said, well, where's diorite found? And why wouldn't they have found any tools? And we actually found that the only diorite tools that ever has been existed was in Egypt. So there, you know, we're looking into that a little bit more. And I got to find a piece of diorite to be able to stamp on some granite to see if my theory is correct there. But prior to going back, I kept seeing people worshiping and calling on Egyptian gods and the Ankh and Eye of Horus. And, you know, I was a little offended in that, going, why are we calling them back? You know, this is a different time, but I really see that it is time to call them back, because they need to be there as guards for the temple. They need to be there as guards for the pyramids, because the pyramids don't have that much. Can you open up the door, Kyrene? The cat Swanson. That a lot of the gods and stuff, and you know, that goes back to, I guess, what Peter's saying too, or Brandon was saying, is that, you know, a lot of them are being called back right now, and we're putting a lot of our energy into gods of the past, because right now gods of the past were the ones that served, and the God that we have now needs a little bit, and sorry, Brandon's like, God's always existed as one and has always been here, but has always needed support, just like we need support. And so we're just calling in more support systems, and that's why people are going right back to these mythical people again. And, you know, I don't want to say mythical people, but, you know, the Romans and the Egyptians and Greek is really coming back right now. And that is because we need those deities back on this land. We need them back to help serve us so that we can make it sacred again. Most people, when they're going, are coming as tourists. They're coming as people that just want that energy. And so they're going and they're sucking the energy. And very few people are going with gratitude or saying thank you or giving energy before they enter. And so I just, you know, a plea to everyone out there, me seeing the sacred places that, you know, are begging for energy right now. I guess I beg of you, any of you, if you're entering into a sacred place, you're going to any place, you know, any place really, that holds energy, please, please, please just say to the lands, I'm willing to give you anything that you know you can utilize from me, and anything that you're not needing anymore, I will take in return. And that way it's an equal energy exchange between both of you. But never go to a place and say, what can I have? What visions can I have? How can I learn? Oh, what, give me your sacred energy, without first giving gratitude and saying thanks to the thing that you're asking for. So yeah, I hope that kind of sums it up. There's going to be a lot of videos, a lot of information about Egypt, but that kind of sums it up. Is that it needs a lot of love. And I can say that one person can definitely make the change, and we saw it within the imaging. We even saw, I would watch people sing, and I have it on video with a lot of my science equipment, where people were singing in the pyramids, and you would watch the blue in their body actually come out and then start to go through the walls. So that was really cool. We were seeing how much of a difference everyone was making. The last day we had our group, we had a group of 66, and we got another private showing of the pyramid. I stayed back, but I had told everyone, give gratitude, give the song, give whatever you can before you ask for anything. And they did it. And you can watch on the film that the pyramid's just pulsating. And they really brought that energy, and they really held it strong. I was really proud of the team that we had for putting that there. But with all of you out there, I would say any sacred place you go, and even if it's a nature walk, do what you can do to give the energy back, and you can always say, I give to you, and may I get anything in return, to make sure it's equal energy exchange, and that way nobody's left without. But little things like that can really help. Any questions or any last thing anybody wants to say?
Well, what was the diorite? Is that like a stone or?
Yeah. Let me see. It was Diorite. Yep. Diorite. And
that's just what they use to etch it.
That's what I was seeing. So now my goal is to get a slab of that and somehow find somebody that can put an image in there. And then I got to see if I can stamp it on granite and see if it actually works. Because if so, then that's how the pyramids were done. So, and I firmly believe it. But we'll see. But we did there was diorite knives and stuff that were around there. They just didn't find any stamps. But I just kept seeing them stamping it. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, we are at the end of our 2 hours. Thank you, everyone who came. And thank you, everyone, for being here, for sharing your love, your smile, your time, for staying up late and missing dinner, whatever you guys are doing out there. I love you all. And I'm so happy to be home, and I'm so happy to be back in the meetings again. All of you who participated in the meetings, thank you for holding that space for yourself and for each other. Thank you for showing how strong our community really is, and that, it takes a village. We all see it, and we're seeing how our village is taking care of each other. Beautiful. I'm so proud of all of you, and God bless all of you. Goodbye.
Okay.